Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to FishOfHex. My name is Travis. Today we're going to be finishing the flow here in the fish room by adding 5 more Nero 5's to the setup. Now my plan is to go ahead and put 4 of these in the 300 gallon on top of the 3 J-bows that are left. You guys know that I lost 3 of them a few months ago. I killed 2 of them during the cleaning process, and then one of them just kind of stopped working. So we're going to keep those in there. I'm just going to move them in a different spot and then put 4 of these 5 pumps in that tank, and then add the last one to the WYSIWYG tank, which we just walked by, replacing that MP10. Now, I'm replacing the MP10 just because I don't want to take a chance of it rusting out. I don't want to deal with it. I haven't seen any rust. It hasn't happened yet, so, you know, I'm just kind of preemptively replacing it. Now, I really like these Nero 5's. I do have 3 of them in the fish room already, 1 in each one of my grow out tanks. This is supposed to be a grow out tank, but it's a frag storage tank right now. And, of course, 1 all the way over here in the 40-gallon shallow reef. And I love them. They work out great. They're easy to program, and we'll talk about that here in the video. I'll show you guys that whole process. It won't be fully in depth, but I'll give you guys an idea of what I got going on. Now, this is the WYSIWYG tank, and you can see that this MP10 does tons of flow. I have no problem with the flow. It works out great, but again, the chance of it rusting out is just not a risk I'm willing to take. So I'm going to be taking that off. Now, getting over here to the 300, I know it's blue, but give you an idea of where we're going to put these pumps before we get started. Going to take this J-bow, I think it's the WP60. We're going to put it back here where that PP20 used to be, and then we're going to take 2 of those pumps, put 1 here, probably 1 down here. My finger is down here, got to follow the camera, to kind of get some more flow at the front, because these corals definitely don't have enough flow. I'm getting some just mucus and slime built up on them. You guys remember a couple months ago when those pumps died, I lost half the flow in this tank. So I went from 30,000 gallons to 15,000, and now I'm going to add another 12, so it should be good. It should help out significantly. So coming over here, we're going to be taking this pump again, moving it over here, kind of blasting this colony. We're going to leave this one at the bottom and then put our new ones here and here. So with that said, let's go ahead and, oh, by the way, you guys are going to see this video tomorrow, setting up a low boy frag tank for a client. You guys will see the whole process. And yeah, so let's go ahead and unbox these real quick. I'll probably throw some music on just because it probably get pretty boring. Watch me unbox 5 pumps, and then let's get over and put them in. Alright, so let's go and get started here. I'll just open up the first one, show you guys what's in there, and then we'll kind of fast forward through the rest. So standard box, toss that shit out. We got the pump itself, controller, magnet. We got some attachments for the zip ties and paperwork and all sorts of shit. Alright, get rid of that. See what's in here, power brick mostly, and all the adapters. You guys think it's funny when I toss the boxes around? I don't know why, but I guess that's what floats your boat. Alright, so we don't need this one, because I'm not in France. I'm not wherever the hell that one is. I don't know if that's Tokyo. We need this one. Good old USB. Alright, so, pretty easy to put together. Put it in the tank, glass, in there, and there. It's not rocket science. Let's get the rest of them unboxed and get into the 300. So there are the 5 pumps ready to go, and yeah, I made a little bit of a mess. I have that. If you're not gonna make a mess, what's the point of even doing anything? So these guys are ready to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the 4 in the 300. We'll turn those 4 on. I'll show you guys the programming, and then we'll put the 5th one in that tank, replacing the MP10, and then I'll turn that one on. Now the reason why I only want to put the 4 on at one time is because I'm gonna build a separate profile just for the 300, and I want to make sure those 4 pumps are on there and not accidentally tagging this one. All right, so let's get over to the 300. Okay, first things first, going to move this power head over. I did turn the flow off already, and we'll kind of see what happens to the tank after we turn everything on. So we're going to put this one here, probably down a little bit. We do have that big colony, and I want to avoid blasting it directly, but at this point, I don't know if I can. So I'm just going to leave that there for right now. Grab one of the pumps. So we'll put the magnet on first. Pretty good. Okay, seems like a good spot. All right. Oh, I should have did the zip ties first. Everything in life that's difficult. The damn zip tie. That's what gets me down. Alright, so there's one. Hopefully you guys can see it. Remember, take the controller, run it through the little hole in the back to go behind the tank, which worked out perfectly. I'm glad I made that hole that big. That's what she said. Ah, shit, I told you I wasn't going to do that again. Alright, so you get around here and pull this cord through. Oh, hit the camera. There we go. Alright, so we got this here. Pull it through. I have to fix that, but we'll set this to the side. We'll put in our second pump. Let me adjust the camera real quick. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab another pump. And the only thing I have to do, I probably have to go back to Home Depot, is I got to get some cable management, some clips or something to run the cables in the canopy. I'll show you guys that later. I'll try to get them. Maybe I do have some. I'll have to see. So, all right, hold up, guys. I know you're typing in the comment section, dude, it comes with cable management. What are you talking about? What are you looking for? Yes, I'm aware that it comes with these M3 zip tie holders, and you can actually put a screw through them if you want to, if the I guess the tape isn't strong enough. Now, yes, I use these for cable management for the power supply and all this excess cable that comes with each of the pumps. There's a lot of extra cable, so you're going to need them for that. Unless you just like them hanging around. Now, for inside the canopy, I prefer to use these little clips, and this is actually just a leftover one from an AP700. Has a hole and all that stuff. You can get them from Home Depot. I like to use them with a stainless steel screw because the fish are always splashing. I don't need anything rusting out and getting into the tank. So I just put these at the top of the canopy, and I'll show you guys here in a second. I'll probably put a picture up for you so you know what I'm talking about. And I just run the cables from the power heads through these and then down into the back into the sump section. So that's what I prefer to use. And yes, I'm aware that there are power or cable management clips and all sorts of stuff that come with the pump. So with that said, let's go and continue on. First thing we're going to do is just go ahead and put the magnet up top. You guys can't see it right now. No, you can't see it. So we're going to put the pump on the magnet and then just drag the pump down with the magnet. Attaching the pump, and then I'm just going to grab the cord and the magnet and just slide it down in place. Maybe. Alright, here we go. Twisting it a little bit. I'm trying to think of how far down I want it to be. I don't want it blasting that gorgonian, but I also don't know if I want this cord in the way either. That might drive me nuts. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know if I like the cord being there, but I will. I'll just keep it there for the sake of the video. We'll turn it on, see how they work, and then there's probably a good chance I'm going to change that up later. So, all right, let me run this power controller through the top of the canopy, and then we'll move on to the other side. All right, now we're on the left side. Same thing, going to move the Jabo pump over and then add our two Nero 5's. So let me get up here. Squeaky. Bring it down a little bit. Should be good for now. I'll make adjustments later. I did find some cable management for the wires on the other side. I still don't like the way it looks, but it's not horrible. I mean, I've dealt with worse, so. Okay, so now let's go ahead and add our first Nero 5 over here. Line the magnets up. There we go. And here. Then go ahead and add the second one, and then I'll just do the power cord later. The second magnet. Go. And I will move the chair, the stool out of the way, and run one of these down to the bottom. I know that plate coral is really going to appreciate this extra flow. Same with this, well, you probably can't see it at the angle. This guy right here needs flow, and so doesn't this guy. So they'll really appreciate it, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to run these power supplies in the back, get everything plugged in, and then going to move into programming. So I'll see you guys during that step. Okay, so we're inside the app. As you can see, my HD primes are connected to this, and if we go down to Bluetooth, you can see the 40-gallon and the frag tank. So I want to come up here to the plus symbol, and we want to add Neros and lights. Right now it's going to request a new tank, so we'll just name it 300. Next. And then these are, it's loading the pumps, but these should be the 4 that are ready to go. I'm just going to wait for it to stop loading. Then we're going to click all 4 of them, hit next. It's going to update the software. Give this a second. All right, now that it's updated, hit next. It's going to connect to the device. Now that everything's set up, the 300-gallon is ready to be configured. So we'll get in here to flow, and you can see all 4 pumps are at 75%. So we'll just go up to the top one real quick, go down to edit. Now I like the random, so I believe you drag it over there. I want it to start at 8 a.m. Scroll down here, 8 a.m. That's basically when the lights start to kick on, 8 a.m. And I want it to end at 22. Lights go off. Okay, so we're gonna have random flow. Minimum speed we'll do 50%. Maximum speed, of course, 100. Variance we'll leave as is. And then right now it's saying that throughout the night, 0 to 8 a.m., we're gonna have just standard flow, which I'm gonna configure here in a second. Then it goes to random flow throughout the day, and then changes. So let me change this minimum to like 30%, so we're not pissing off the fish too much. So 30% is good. Okay. Hit done. All right, make sure we're good on that. Don't do any feed modes. Hit save. Okay, so let's go ahead and configure our second pump here. I'm gonna hit edit, come down to child, and I'm gonna pick the top one. All my pumps here run the same thing, the same times, the same percentages. So we're gonna go ahead and turn that bad boy on. Max speed 75, and I just gotta set the time. That should be good to go. Everything is programmed, and I'm going to make sure that they turn on. Let me get over here back to the main dashboard, and we're going to go to schedule, and all the pumps are going to kick on. All right, guys, so I just finished the install. You guys saw the programming, and here are the pumps. Again, I don't like this cable being down here, but I can learn to live with it for now. It's actually been running for about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. It got really cloudy early on. I got to get a second camera so I can record that kind of stuff. It got really cloudy when I turned everything on, which was to be expected. And now it's starting to clear up now that it's getting into the filter socks. But yeah, definitely a lot more flow. I'm happy with it. Magnets are strong. You can see they're moving water. Oops, there we go. So, love the pumps. Really easy to set up, as you guys can see. It didn't take too long. Really easy to program. I'm probably going to go back in there and change it so they have their own individual else modes, and let's move that over there. And that way they're not kind of doing what other pump is doing. It's just got its own thing. That way it can really add different flow and variations in the tank. So, of course, we got our J-Bows. I did go ahead and move this guy, pointing it away from the corals because it was just blasting it. And the last time I had a pump hitting the colonies, they started growing weird, and they had like flat spots where the flow was hitting them. So, yep, pretty happy. Now we're back up to almost what we had for flow before. So, you know, this should be a good thing. Now, the main reason behind adding a lot of flow to a tank like this is when you have a lot of flow, it makes the corals grow stronger. They have thicker base, they're stronger skeletal structures, and that way when this big girl comes in every night and smashes her giant noggin off stuff, and she's just massive. She's just I love her to death, but man, she's getting too big for this tank. But yeah, so when the corals have more flow, they can grow and be stronger, and they can kind of stand up to bull-headed fish slamming into them. So that's kind of my goal. I had noticed once the flow went away, the corals, I just seemed to find more corals on the bottom of the tank. I mean, there's stuff down here that I got to pick up down here, and I got to pick some of this stuff up. You can see all this detritus that got moved around. So yeah, other than that, I'm pretty happy with the pumps. I just added the 5th one to the grow out tank here. I just have to get in there and do the programming. I figured I'd spare you guys all of that and just keep you on the 300. So that's about it. I'll see you guys later with another video. All right, peace.